Hey, everybody. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. I'm going through reverse puberty. It's Midnight's Edge After Dark.
That's good. Then people won't say that you're 80 years old anymore.
No. I've got the Benjamin Button disease. I am, of course, your narrator, Mr. Rob Robot Shlomo, coming to you from Shabby Road Studios.
On today's
show. Now I'm quiet?
Yeah, you're quiet.
Yeah, we were late because I was quiet. Now you're quiet, I guess.
Well, let me move closer to the mic.
Maybe
how's that better?
That could be it.
Yeah. On today's show, plethora of Disney news. Am I going to have to get yet another streaming service just to watch Archer? Probably. Looks like it. Robert Downey Jr. could be up for an Oscar for Avengers Endgame. And much, much more. Joining me as always is Mr. Tom Connors.
Hey-o, hopefully everybody out there can hear me.
Yes. You know we can hear. Just you gotta shout really loudly. And as always,
you wanna shout?
Kick my heels up and shout. And joining us is your favorite YouTube harpy. She has an Emmy, an ESPY, a Tony, a Bammy, a BAFTA.
I don't have my camera on right now. Didn't have my makeup on. I am doing my hair this weekend. That's why I did that.
Yes, ESP, ESPN, and Comic Central.
And she's a BMF. Miss Mecca Random.
This is my good one. It's falling apart.
Whack.
Zoe Quinn did this. You'd think Brie Larson would have, but no, it was Zoe Quinn.
My goodness.
How could I forget you, my good time gal?
So, all right. What's
Why don't we start with the good news anyway?
The good news?
The good news, if there is any. No, where did there it is. Okay. All right. So tell us, Rob, all about Bill Murray being confirmed finally. This is 100% confirmed by Dan Aykroyd himself to be back in Ghostbusters 2020.
Well, Bill Murray's been confirmed by Dan Aykroyd himself to be in Ghostbusters 2020. Thank you. Get
Did you win trivia, Rob? That's what 1066 wants to know.
No. We came in third place. We came in third place at that somewhere.
Like 3 weeks in a row now.
Well, yeah. I mean, we won about 2 weeks ago at the new place, another new place. We won twice in a row, but they're at new places. One was a barbecue restaurant that had terrible beer. And one was at some microbrewery. And the first prize was samples of beer. I'm like, your beer tastes terrible. I'm like, I don't want this. Please. Can you do something else for me? No, we can't. All right.
Sorry to hear that. We got a super chat already. We had one from Matt G to begin with for $1. Thank you so much. And now we got another one.
Yes, Matt G came through with $1. No message. Thank you, Matt G. Captain Hare. Hey, Disney, The Last Jedi was the last movie, not the one you're shilling right now. Not doing yourselves any favors, but bringing it up in the movie. It's true. It's
we'll get into that.
Yeah.
But anyhow, so this business of we've all kind of figured this. We've been talking about it for how long now that Sigourney Weaver kind of let it slide, and then we seen some pictures of Bill Murray up in Canada possibly shooting and hanging out with the cast. So
and I want to
formality.
Yeah, and I want to thank everybody who watched that Bill Murray video that I wrote. Because I had no idea if anyone was going to watch that. So I'd just like to thank everyone who over 100,000 views. So I'm like, wow.
Oh, it's going to get a sequel, and it's not because of that. It's because I read that book that I sent you. And there's a whole bunch of stuff in that book.
You sent me a book?
And we're going to be working on another one. Yeah, the Wild and Crazy Guys.
You did?
I sent you the Audible thing. You can get a free book if I send it to you, if you check the damn thing like I told you, Rob. But anyway, read us this. Work, monkey, work.
Lord. All right. Ghostbusters co-creator Dan Aykroyd.
It works.
Ghostbusters co-creator Dan Aykroyd confirms he'll be appearing alongside his returning co-stars Bill Murray, Sigourney Weaver, and Annie Potts in the Jason Reitman directed Ghostbusters 3, so far known as Ghostbusters 2020. Aykroyd, who first revealed he would be reprising Ray Stantz in September, produces alongside Reitman's father. Ghostbusters and Ghostbusters 2 director Ivan Reitman for Sony-based Ghost Corps. They're still taking that seriously, huh?
Well,
things.
I think it has partially to do with the fact that Ivan Reitman and Dan Aykroyd could go after the rights if they wanted to now. So I think Sony's been playing ball with them all this time. That's why.
Yeah. A direct sequel to the continuity established 1984 GB20. No, don't get too cute with that, please. We'll focus on
Ghostbusters 3.
Yeah. Well, so far, an unnamed family portrayed by McKenna Grace, Captain Marvel, Annabelle Comes Home, Finn Wolfhard, Stranger Things, and It. If you're not going to tell us the name of the movie, all right, then don't bother.
It was good though, Rob.
What was?
It was.
What was?
It.
All right, fine. All right, fine. Be that way.
I will. And It Chapter 2 was better than the first one, in my opinion, although some people didn't like it.
Why do you insist on not telling me the name of this movie?
Because you need to see it to get it.
I need to see what?
See, now I saw it in the 90s. And then I saw the first part of it and like, was it last year, 2 years ago? And I didn't see this.
Oh, now you're not going to tell me the name of this movie either? Oh, thanks a lot.
She's not into it.
I can take it or leave it.
This is so lame. This is like
Costello called it. They want their bit back.
Right? What? No, what's on second? Who's on first is what I'm asking.
You won't get very far without saying the word is. Carrie Coon, Fargo, Avengers Infinity War, Paul Rudd, Avengers Endgame, Living with Yourself. Playing a seismologist and teacher. Jason Reitman wrote a beautiful, heartfelt script that takes the real DNA from the first two movies, transfers that directly to the third, The Next Generation.
Oh no, we saw that scene. Is that what the ghost was getting when it blew Dan Aykroyd, his DNA, and just saved it for this one?
No, I think that's a different kind of DNA.
Okay.
Hey! It was a DNA.
Well, I mean, DNA is DNA, but I mean that form came in spunk. This is a different.
Well,
we'll put it at that.
Yeah. But what of that?
I don't know. I already said spunk, so what difference does it fucking make?
Okay. Anyways, the blah blah blah. Next Generation. It hands again. They won't tell me what it is. Hands the legacy off to a new generation of stars and players and actors and characters. Aykroyd said on the Greg Hill Show, where Aykroyd confirmed co-stars Murray, Weaver, and Potts, each completing filming. Though unmentioned here by Aykroyd, his franchise co-star Ernie Hudson earlier independently confirmed his return in September. It was really exciting working around this new idea, a new take on the story, which Jason, who's really an incredible film and fine filmmaker, came up with. So I'm pretty excited. Aykroyd said, you never know in the film business. Nobody wants damn it. I'm losing focus. Nobody knows about anything. Nobody knows nothing. As great a writer as William Goldman said, nobody knows anything. You don't want to know what's going to, blah, 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 blah. You don't know what's going to be a hit or not. But I have a really good feeling for this just because of the quality of the stars we've got there. Joining Grace and Wolfhard in a lineup of terrific young actors are Celeste O'Connor, Wetlands, and Irreplaceable You, and newcomer Logan Kim. GB20 also boasts a great story and a great setting. Aykroyd, according to Aykroyd, it's going to be scary. It's going to be thought-provoking. It's going to be very heartfelt, Aykroyd said. You'll feel it. Ew. If you have loved ones that you miss and that you've lost. You want to get back with. It'll be very evocative that way. A first look photo at the cast initiated suspicions the Central family, whose identities have yet to be revealed, could be related to the late founding Ghostbuster Egon Spengler, played by Hal Ramis. Aykroyd added that this new film would recognize Ramis in some way. Teasing the new character's connection to the original cast at Ghostbusters Fan Fest in June. This is Ghostbusters Fan Fest?
Yeah.
Yeah, we had. Yeah, I seen some videos from that. That's where some of our news came from last time.
Mm-hmm. Well, Reitman revealed the stars of the 1984 film, read his script. Reitman said, "This is what I'll say. You don't know their connection, and they don't know their connection yet either." Sony releases GB20 July 10, 2020. Okay, so very good.
All right, so we got confirmation. Bill's back. Good, finally. Now we
I just want to know if they credited me though with the Ernie Hudson thing, because I'm the one who broke the Ernie Hudson story.
Probably not.
They never do.
They
They
didn't
don't
credit
like me.
anybody. They just said he independently verified it, so they didn't have to credit you.
Did they link it to me at least?
No.
Jerks.
Adam Wolford, holy cow, sir! I hope that wasn't a miss typing.
Misclick.
Yeah, 1-0.
Adam Wolford, $50. Give me an extra cha-ching for that. Give me an extra one for that. $50 super chat. Hey, what if they did Skynet was at war with Legion? Skynet is for killing all humans, but Legion wants to blend us with machines because Legion saw a virus that we couldn't cure. John is still the hero. Danny isn't affected by the virus for unknown. Okay. I don't. It's Terminator's run its course. Come on. I think just give it a rest.
I get what he's saying, but yeah, at this point,
Mm-hmm.
it's all been done to death. I think they're gonna.
Just
I think
like,
I don't think that the producers are gonna be able to get any money from anybody to make another one for a while. So I think it's pretty dead. But again, I hope
Chinese,
that typing.
not gonna pony up for. Well, if it was, let us know, and we'll work with that. We'll work with you.
Let me know.
See, I'd be okay as long as they just bring him back and that he didn't die. Because they have time travel, they could fix it. But then that's the whole irritation is that okay, they're gonna go back in time and just redo the thing over and over and over, and then what do I have to care about if nothing matters in any of these movies? That's kind of your message. Oh, don't get too attached to them. Nothing matters.
Well,
It'll all just get a do-over.
Remember when Red Letter Media did that Dr. Scientist explains the Terminator franchise after Genesis?
Yeah.
Yeah, you almost need 2 more of those now after this movie. That's the problem. You're right. With this whole, with the time travel business and everything. And really what it boils down to is we get it. It's been this long. Of course, obviously, Judgment Day didn't happen. John Connor's getting too old to be, quote unquote, the chosen one. That nobody had an issue with that per se. It was just the tastelessness of how it was dealt with. That was the biggest problem, and you could have had an interesting character arc there that was just wasted.
Mm-hmm.
I always say the whole there's this whole trend of humiliating existing characters. Hey, look, your favorite character's dead, and we killed them. We have shiny new characters that are diverse for you. Oh my, you don't like the new character? How dare you? We went out of our way to humiliate and kill John Connor. And how dare you reject this diverse character?
I would have said spoilers, but it happens in the first 2 goddamn minutes. And I'm not even exaggerating. Literally.
No, it's not. It's like the first opening scene of the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I wanted to tell you guys more, but I couldn't throw you guys more. Oh, well, Adam, you did more than, man, that's amazing. All you got to do is say there's more, and we'll address it in another chat. But thank you so much. Appreciate that. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. I've heard at least 4 or 5 other different versions of things they could have done that were 10 times better. I don't know who was in the writer's room or who made these decisions outside of Cameron and which I've heard he had very little to do with it, and other than just the few points that are most alarming, I guess, which is strange. I mean, but really, James Cameron don't give a shit about Terminator anymore. He hasn't for years, or he wouldn't have let all those other movies happen the way they did.
He
Yeah.
wants to
Yeah, I don't
make
think
his
no.
advance.
Everything I've heard, he's not involved. He was off fucking off on Avatar too, on an extended vacation,
Yeah.
probably.
Well, he's been making Avatar 2 for fucking 20 years now. But anyway, yeah, I mean, he moved on from the Terminator franchise years ago. He just doesn't really care. And he said it how many times? Go ahead, Rob.
I don't know. I turned Avatar off on a plane. I mean, that's
That's how bad it was.
man.
It was one of those movies when it came out. Yeah, it was cool with the 3D at the time. Polarized 3D was a new thing for theaters, and the story was easy enough to consume, and it had enough cool eye candy to consume that I think a lot of people dug it. I just don't see it doing it again, especially this long after. Now, if he'd have done Avatar 2, maybe 3 years right after the first one, maybe. I just don't see this one doing as much business as they think it will. But anyway, I've lost a lot of faith in James Cameron since Titanic, so.
$5, Sister Harrow. $5 Australian. I had lots of issues with Dark Fate, but the one thing I hated was seeing Sarah Connor beaten on the fall, asking Carl to help. That's not my Sarah.
Yeah, and all that was just to give her a moment to call him Carl, because she says, I'm never fucking calling you Carl.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's really all it was. Avatar 2, the search for more money. More like the search for fucking James Cameron's sanity.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not seeing it.
I that's the thing. I have not yet met anybody who has any interest in it outside of maybe one or two people who have talked to me outside of the show and comments and stuff.
Yeah, one person I know outside of the show says this. Yes, they want to see it.
Yeah, so that's not very.
I think the normies will see it, and the people who just want to go and see a movie.
Yeah.
It'll make $1 billion easy anyway. I mean, everything pretty much makes $1 billion. Even movies that are supposed to make 100 million make $1 billion. It's like the Joker. Joker's almost at $1 billion, right?
It is almost. I think it was last at 985 million.
940 something.
Yeah.
Okay, I have a foolproof way. This is $1 billion idea. Here's a way to get people interested in Terminator again. You make Terminator, you make 7 or whatever it is, but
they'd be now, yeah.
You can't have just a regular Terminator. You got to bring in a big name guest star, and there's only one robot I have in mind.
I am Bender.
So that's
my metal tiny ass.
He keeps saying he wants to kill all the humans. So I mean,
I am Skynet.
I am Bender. I'm a Bender. I bend girders. That's all I'm programmed to do.
Yeah, with as many of these damn Terminators as failed, like how many times are they going to keep doing the same damn thing? They never succeed. Like, except this one. It took them 6 movies to finally get a Terminator to actually kill somebody.
Call me Bender.
Like, it's a stupid idea. You're wasting all that energy.
It was one of the worst moments of the entire franchise. Yeah. Oh, Lord.
What my shiny metal ass.
So where did we want to go next here, Rob? We got a buttload of Disney stuff. We got some Joker stuff. I mean, we just talked about the Joker. There's an Oscar campaign for the Joker, including Best Picture, Director, and Actor going on, which is nothing new. It's that time of the year. We're going to start seeing these pop up. There's even one for Captain fucking Marvel.
Oh, please. Captain Marvel will get a participation Oscar.
Even though Robert Downey Jr. said he didn't want to be pushed for Oscars, Disney's doing so, and I'm all right with that. I think if anybody, he deserves kind of like
it.
Oscar. Yeah.
just before we go on, the release the Snyder Cut is trending on Twitter.
Oh, for fuck's sake. How many times I got to tell people this? There is no Snyder Cut. I don't care what Kevin Smith says. I don't care what anybody else says. The fact that Joss Whedon was writing the film before it even started shooting means that Zack Snyder's vision was not going to be the movie from the start.
It wasn't filmed.
Yeah, and then he wasn't even done filming by the time he left the movie. He was only about 75% done. Yeah, there was a rough cut of what they had at that time. That doesn't really work enough for a whole movie.
Well, I mean, these movies aren't enough for a whole movie half the time. They never feel finished. That's the problem. Wonder Woman didn't feel finished.
No, Wonder Woman felt like it was half-assed thrown together. But regardless,
I mean, it was still good, but I mean, it did, like, none of these movies feel finished. That's how Star Wars is. That's how all of these. Well, I guess Last Jedi at least felt like a completed, filmed and edited film, even though it was shit. Like these movies, you know, you see the bad CGI. Look at stuff like Black Panther, and look at just any of these. You have like, oh, that was that's a crappy thing. They could have done that better. I think if they did have and patch together the 75% that they have, they could probably release something. Now, should they? I think is the bigger question.
Yeah,
like, who the hell cares?
You're still going to have to use some of Joss Whedon's footage to finish it out. That's the problem. Or finish shooting it, which just is not going to happen.
No, they're not going to get all those people back. And that's the thing. I mean, they want a movie that is not going to be any better than what they have.
Well, the movie Justice League is terrible. I mean, come on. Do you really think it's going to make any difference? Oh, it would totally make a difference. Zack Snyder, like, shut up.
Because I'm also one of those, though, where as much as I say, yeah, the director's cut or whatever, the extended cut of Batman v Superman improves of what was there before, that's still not saying much. It's still the same shitty movie. I don't know why everybody still thinks that these few minutes of extra footage fixes this whole thing, when all it does is show us that Jimmy Olsen was one of the guys that was killed in the beginning. That's one thing. Okay. Who needed to know that shit?
Don't you understand? You fellas, Zack Snyder's dark and gritty vision. Are you tired of Marvel and your joking movies and making too much Marvel humor?
Is that they fleshed out that Clark Kent was investigating the Batman. And there was this thing going on where everybody he was branding was getting killed and beat to death when they get brought to prison. So that was the only interesting bit of that was added to the movie that actually gave Superman some motivation to not like Batman. That was it. It's still the same shitty fucking 3-hour movie. I just don't understand why people think it's so great. But anyway, Matt G, $2. I watched Avatar with riff tracks. LOL, overrated. It is.
That's how I saw it too. That's the only time I saw it was with riff tracks.
I seen it twice. And I tried watching it a third time. Oh, no, I have seen it 3 times, and that's only because it was when I first got my 3D TV, and that was one of the earlier 3D movies that was actually available. And the other time would have been to watch the extended cut, which I was like, there's no reason for this to exist. And the first time was just when I first seen it on like DVD. So I didn't even see it in theaters.
This is the only thing I'm going to say. This is the only thing I'm going to say about this, and we'll move on to another topic about the quote-unquote Snyder Cut, which does not exist. Again, there may be a work print, but it would cost like tens of millions of dollars to get it up to.
Well, you're talking more than that if they got to actually bring back some actors.
Well, just what they have, not even bringing anything back. Just give them unused stuff. All these kids, people don't realize that they never rendered that stuff. They might have filmed it, but it's just a bunch of people in green jumpsuits in front of a green screen. That's all you're going to see.
With ping pong balls on the title.
Yeah, with a little ping pong ball motion tracking.
20 to 25% of that version missing. That's what I'm saying. Because when we come in, they weren't finished filming. He came in and finished filming the version we got.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying, is there's still never going to be a complete version unless he's able. And even then, it's still going to be compromised because it was partially Joss Whedon's script to begin with. So it's still not the original vision that Snyder had. There's no way you can go back and fix that. The Donner cut of Superman 2 is more true to what Donner wanted and what Donner could do compared to what you're going to be able to do with this crap. It's just not going to be able to. And the only reason that is because Richard Donner got lucky that the test screening footage that they happened to use for Christopher Reeve was one of his deleted scenes that never got filmed. That's one of the only reasons why. One of the few.
But here's what I think it is, okay? Everybody who, all the DC fans, all the DC Universe fans, they have this, they're clinging to this belief that somehow, if this Snyder Cut, which does not exist, it's like Noah's Ark. So somebody may have seen it once, you know, but you try, you know, you bring back a chunk of wood every once in a while, but the map isn't complete or the trail's been covered by an avalanche or something, you know. It's not there. It's a mirage. But I think there's this belief that this will be the thing that legitimizes the DC universe in their eyes. That this hidden gem, like if only the Snyder Cut can be shown, and then finally people will finally agree with us. You know, it's the last ditch Hail Mary for them not to be laughed at.
Well, I don't even want to be condescending or even jokingly like you are with that tone. I mean, I get it. Yeah, but there's times where I've wanted to see things. I know where they're coming from, but I'm just trying to tell people, you know, it doesn't exist. It's like the Sasquatch. Yeah, some people have claimed to have seen it, but unless you got some proof that there's one, I can't believe that it exists. Sorry. You know,
I know where they're coming from too, but it's a fool's errand.
That's what I'm saying. There's no way you're ever going to get this thing. It's unattainable.
And even if it does exist, even if they do cobble it together,
that's the Snyder Cut. That's what you'll get.
Yeah, that's exactly what you get.
Well, worse than that, they'd have to get other actors to come in to fill in probably parts that you couldn't get other people to come in and do.
Well, what are you hoping for this to accomplish? It is still a bad movie.
Right. And Clone Cap brings up, they're going off early trailer, and that's fine. But you got to remember, a lot of those scenes are the same exact fucking scenes we got in the movie. They were just differently color timed. That's all. Probably edited differently, granted. But again, I reiterate, from the start, it was a compromised vision. And in the end, it was only about 75% complete, if that. So there's still no way of finishing the damn thing unless they go back and actually film it. You have to get Gal Gadot, Henry Cavill, Ben Affleck, Zippy McDoo back there, Cyborg, and fucking, you know, Sons of Aquamanarchy all back together at the same time to do this shit. Now, granted, you got 2 out of that group that are actually in the midst of making movies, probably, because I'm sure they're getting, you know, ramped up to do an Aquaman 2, and they're just finishing Wonder Woman 84. But that's still only what? Not even 2/3? Not even. No, it's only like 1/3 of the group. Now, granted, a few of those people would be easier, and you could fill in somebody for Affleck and just have a voiceover, whatever. That part don't really matter because he's under a mask. I get that. And majority of the movie, it's a bodybuilder under there anyway. It's not even Affleck. So that part, okay, but you're still stuck with over half your cast and if you think you're going to get Henry Cavill back without doing a Superman 2 or making nice with him somehow, that's not going to happen. He ain't coming back for these guys. They basically recast him in Shazam. Do you know how insulting that is to an actor?
Very.
Well, he's been in and out too, hasn't he? Like he quits and then he comes back.
Well, he never said he quit. He's never said anything.
Oh, okay.
All he did was put up a video that had a Superman doll flying, and that was it. And he said he'd had nothing but a great time or whatever working for Warner Brothers. I think was the closest he said to anything. But yeah, released the train.
Well, plus he's off doing The Witcher and.
All right,
that's the other thing. Is he had other. He made other. He got other jobs because obviously they weren't offering him nothing. Mm-hmm. So anyway,
all right, let's put this to bed. That's the Snyder, like I said, the Snyder Cut does. Yeah. The Snyder Cut does not exist. Okay, it is not a finished movie. It does not exist. it's not going to happen. Zack Snyder hasn't shut this conversation down because it keeps his name in the news. That's why it makes him seem, it makes him seem like a more important director right now than he really is. So that's why he gets some free publicity.
The rest.
All right, let's move on. Let's move on to something else. What else have we got here?
Well, we got this business that we dropped a video about earlier about Leia actually being the last Jedi. Interestingly enough, I mean, it makes sense, but if you haven't seen Andre's video on it, I do suggest you guys check it out.
I watched it.
Bigfoot in the Snyder Cut.
What was that?
There's more footage of Bigfoot than the Snyder Cut.
Yes, there is. There's the guy. That's actually the guy's wife in the Bigfoot suit.
Yeah, he admitted to that. Yeah, in the famous video. Yeah. The only mistake is just a few minor things, but anyway, we ain't gonna go down that rabbit hole. Let's see here.
Goonie
So yeah. What?
Goonie Goo Goo. Bigfoot.
What the fuck does Goonie Goo Goo mean?
And your kid's a big feet too.
Your kid's a big feet too. The half Bigfoot Gus. Here we go. From Entertainment Weekly themselves, Carrie Fisher's brother reveals Rise of Skywalker's original Leia plan. We did the video earlier. We're going to use it as a launching pad of a bunch of different Star Wars stuff, I guess.
Entertainment Weekly?
Yeah, I'll send you the link here. I found it.
Yeah, that one's been pretty much anybody. You can do Wheel of News on that one. It's been everywhere.
But
I
might as well.
I was spelling it weekly, WEAKLY. Weekly.
It's weak, all right. It's definitely weak. I used to have some. Go ahead.
There's a KK and JJ video. We should play that again. That one sums up. There's that video again. Is that the video? Does that link to the one where they're like, "Yeah, we really cucked up Star Wars. Oopsie."
Yeah,
and he has that face at the end. Let's listen to that again. That's great.
That's actually
it's really important because it actually pertains to this. This video came out a little bit before, if it's the exact same clip, where they did say, "Oh, Princess Leia's story was a huge deal," and they have a really nervous look on their face. It's really great to analyze their body language if you want to.
Yeah. But it's and JJ makes that face at the end, like, oh god, just
take it out back and shoot it. It's done.
Put a bullet in there.
Somebody edit the end of Old Yeller and like put Star Wars over Old Yeller.
Well, actually, KK says, yeah, we just wanted to find a way to end it all. Actually, it's in this video, how she says it. You could put this video to the end of
We just wanted to find a way to end it all.
Such an important character.
How dare you question
You're talking over Kathy.
We had gone somewhere to say that she passed away in between. It just felt like there was no way to end this story. She's such an integral part of it.
Finding the end to this in an emotional way, I think, was paramount.
It's not just the end of 3 movies, it's the end of 9 movies, it's 3 trilogies. So the story needed to end emotionally, needed to end with scale, but with intimacy. It was a bit of a juggling on a tightrope act, but it was really.
He's making a porno
story that makes people feel, and where there's a sense.
Make me feel what? What are you making me feel?
Wieners, because it's a porno.
You see the feeling at the end, and you feel like it was all coming to this.
That look, that expression. Oh, I love that. That is the face of a man who's like, oh shit.
So anyway, Rob, tell us a little bit about this.
He said, "Be right back."
Oh, did he? Okay, I'll just read them. I will not be the last Jedi, Luke Skywalker declared at the end of, The Last Jedi. Fans have debated that Mark Hamill meant what Luke meant by that. But originally there was reportedly at least one clear answer. General Leia Organa. I can't fucking talk today. What the hell? was going to become a full-fledged Jedi warrior in the upcoming film, The Rise of Skywalker. That, of course, I'm going to call it Skywalker.
The Rise of Skywalker.
It's a porno. He just said it was a very intimate story about people feeling shit. That's according to Carrie Fisher's brother, Todd Fisher, who told Yahoo Entertainment that producers previously planned for his late sister's arc in the Star Wars saga. She was going to have a big payoff in this film, Fisher said. That's what the intent was. She was going to be the last Jedi, so to speak. People used to say to me, why is it Carrie never gets a lightsaber and chops up some bad guys? Of course, it seems to be likely that the desert scavenger turned Jedi apprentice Rey, Daisy Ridley, was also always intended to become a last Jedi. She has to be able to be trained as a fucking Jedi first. Notice how they got your little picture here, Mecca. The Rise of Skywalker includes a Leia storyline that was created using deleted scenes from 2015's Force Awakens, and also, I'm sure, Last Jedi, even though they don't say that ever. Todd Fisher reveals that director J.J. Abrams had a total of 8 minutes of unseen. I thought they were going to use both, but
8 minutes.
I guess, yeah, who cares?
8 minutes for a 2.5-hour movie that's supposed to be all about her, but no.
Yeah, I really suggest everybody. We got Fatal J finally showing up. Hey, how you doing?
Hey, did you just say Skywalker?
Skywalker.
Skywalker. That's that Skywalker boy. Get him out of my shit. Damn Skywalkers come in here and fuck up my shit all the time.
Sound like Dave Chappelle.
Damn Skywalkers. Fucking around with lightsabers, cutting shit off. Shit's dangerous. And you give it to a fucking stupid kid. Let's just give a 6-year-old a machine gun. Fuck it.
Mom, Bob is back here whacking off again.
Damn Skywalkers.
Skywalker. I think we stumbled into a new bit. Skywanker. Well, Skywalker's kind of.
What the hell's Luke been up to lately? He's off back there whacking again.
That's what he was doing in that desert.
Luke, what are you doing in there whacking off in my shed?
I said, boy, get out of my shed.
What? Hey, now you look familiar. We're that boy, that Skywalker boy who was whacking off in my shed.
I'm just playing with my tools. I'm just playing with the tools.
Quit skywalking off on my evaporators. That's not what they're for, boy.
Yeah, I'm working out in the tool shed. Yeah. Going Holio.
That Skywalker boy done kissed his sister once. I told you that boy ain't right.
He said tool.
Oh, for God's sake. As we all say, you can't put the green milk back in the booby.
That's impossible. We're like the same age and stuff.
But take a look at
your mother.
But take a look at this picture of J.J. Abrams right there. Take a look at that freeze frame of J.J. Abrams. Now that is a man who exudes confidence right there.
Well, they can't even fight shit anymore. They know that they're on the skids with this shit.
Mm-hmm.
For some reason, I don't know
point.
why, but for some reason, I think that's a lie. They never had freaking plans for Leia to be the last Jedi. I just got that strange feeling.
No, I think there was a Fatal J, and that's because Daisy Ridley and Simon Pegg and a few others.
Trevorrow, they've said there was an outline.
A few others have said, there was an outline. There was a plan. Daisy said she knew who her parents were, and that Ryan changed it, and so did Simon Pegg.
So Leia was going to be her mom?
Well, that could have been, but the thing was, and that
would have made Leia a horrible mom.
Well, JJ's original plan was the first movie was going to revolve around Harrison Ford, the second one Mark Hamill, and the third one Carrie Fisher. That was the initial plan.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that plan got shot in the foot when Carrie Fisher passed away, and instead of changing The Last Jedi, like Andre said, they went ahead forwards, full steam ahead with plans as was, without even thinking about what they were going to do in the next one, or trying to compensate somehow for that.
Because they figured it's just going to make them so much money no matter what they do because it's Star Wars and it won't matter.
Well, they probably just said we'll worry about it later. They probably were planning on then to just fix it with CGI, but then everybody got all pissed off, and they said that right off the bat they didn't want a CG Princess Leia.
Yeah, because I was just talking about that today. Rogue One. I'm gonna be honest with you. That was a good movie, but that part when Leia showed up, it looked like a freaking plastic
Video game.
sex doll. It looked like a sex doll. And don't ask me how I know about sex dolls. I'm just saying.
You know, we are.
She just looks like a sex doll, and that's all I'm gonna say. You're my only hope. You're my only hope. Come on, man. That was horrible. And then I was looking at the media. I was looking at the media, the blogs. They were like, yay! It looks just like Leia. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't.
Looks like a wax mannequin from Mantisode.
It looked so artificial and lifeless and soulless.
Yeah.
J.J. Abrams.
Well, that's J.J. Abrams. I mean, he's a. I don't want to call him a hack, but he's a corporate tool. He'll do exactly what you want him to do.
Rob, he patches up stuff. That's all he does. He's a patcher upper. He's not a licensed.
Go fix this.
He's not a licensed guy that works on your house. He just patches up. He's bootleg. He's bootleg like Fatal J. He just patches stuff up and keep it moving.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, honestly,
Jay,
can we sit out there?
Have you ever done it?
Yes, Rob.
Jay, have you ever done any work around the house? I mean, have you ever watched Bob Vila?
Yeah.
Remember Bob Vila?
Bob Vila is the freaking man.
Remember what he used to say? A little caulk and a little paint will make us what we ain't. That's J.J. Abrams in a nutshell. He just puts a new coat of paint on stuff. You know, just
that's it.
Props it to that's it.
And I can honestly say, out of all his body of work, Rob, the only movie I truly enjoyed was the monster movie, Cloverfield. The first one. I don't like the other ones. Well, the second one was dope too.
I had to fast forward that movie just to get through it.
Well, I thought that was kind of creative with the cameras, but then everybody started doing the shaky camera. And that's what ruined it for me.
My problem was everybody was so stupid in that movie.
Yeah, the people were dumb. I couldn't
stand it. And not only that, after I got to a point where I'm like, just throw the fucking camera down. They should have done it like what's the Blomkamp movie, District 9, where it starts out with like documentary and news footage and then just went into a regular movie. Then it probably would have been a little bit better. Because that's where I got like sick and tired. Because then they're going back. All of them are going back into town to try and find this chick who they have no clue is even alive or not.
Yeah, freak that chick. I just saw a giant monster.
Yeah, it was just stupid. I'm sorry. It was just.
I'm sorry. If I had a girlfriend out there and a giant monster just came to town and started wrecking the whole place, killing people and all that crap, sorry, I love you with all my heart.
It would be a little okay. Here's my problem with it, Fatal J. It would have been a little bit more believable if it actually was his girlfriend. It was just a girl he had just met, if I remember right, and they weren't even dating yet. They were supposed to be going out on a date, I think, because it was like his birthday, and she was supposed to show up to his birthday or some shit like that. If I remember right, they weren't even like together. If I remember right, that was the other part.
I think he was trying to get with her at a party, right? That was
that was the whole thing where I'm like, this just makes it could have been fixed by some really this is just piss poor character development here. You got the whole thing was just kind of like out of whack, and then when the Empire or Statue of Liberty's head's rolling down the street and it's like a half the size it should be or whatever.
Yeah,
I don't know. I was a little thrown out of it.
One thing that made the movie kind of cheesy and took me out of it. Did you peep the ending? Like it was like a secret ending when he was taping the fair and he saw like a satellite going to the ocean. I thought that was kind of too much.
I don't remember if I saw that or not, to be honest.
That's too much coincidence.
I probably turned around and shut it off.
Yeah, that one kind of went in one ear out the other. I think I saw it with Riff Tracks too. I might have seen it with Riff Tracks.
I mean, I guess I understand people when you first watch it, maybe in a theater, getting sucked in by it, because it was kind of. I've had movies do that to me. It's like, I'll see them in a theater and they suck me in, and then when you start thinking about them afterwards, you're like, wait a minute, that didn't make no sense.
Yeah. I thought it
He
was
was
good
Rogue One.
execution. I wouldn't call it a classic, but I would say it was good execution. I thought it was pretty creative.
Yeah, to a point. I mean, at least you got to see the monster and shit as opposed to like Blair Witch. I'll give him that much, you know, and stuff like that. But to bring it back to Star Wars, Rogue One was kind of like that for me. Like the more and more I think about it after the fact, the less I like of it. Because people have brought up points. It's like, you know, I never really thought of it that way. And it's like, no, that kind of ruins a big part of it. And
Tom, you a hard man to sell to. I thought out of the whole shebang we got out of Kathleen Kennedy's run, this one was really good. It was a really good movie.
It doesn't help that when it first came out, I'm like, well, it's just Inglorious Bastards in space. So
I never thought about that. You're right, though.
it is. I mean, it starts out like it's the same basic movie. But otherwise, it's, you know, there's just bits and pieces of it that are like, what the fuck? And then there's parts of it I really like. You know, I mean, there's certain characters like what's his face, the blind guy and his companion. I thought
That's who I wanted. That
Mhm.
I wanted to know more about him, Donnie Yen's character.
Yeah,
I thought that was pretty cool that we didn't know if he had the Force or not. I like the mysteriousness in that.
But anyway,
But now they do. Did you know? And not to deter from the subject, but did you guys know that the love interest guy, they're making a series about him? He was like the most boringest character on there.
Well, yeah, and we already know how his life ends. So
yeah,
I don't know.
I think they did that to bring back the droid.
I was going to say the upside is the droid. I guess
Yep.
we could look at the bright side of that. But speaking of those, go ahead, Rob.
But the whole problem with the Casio keyboard series there, I mean, is that you have to just keep him alive just long enough for him to die in the movie. So there's no stakes.
Yeah,
there's really no stakes.
That's why Solo was so bad too, because it was no stakes.
You're setting yourself up for failure because we already know where it's going to pick up at the end of the show. So there's really no tension. And what are you going to get unless that droid takes over the show and he's hilarious through the whole damn thing? I just don't. But anyway, speaking of these series, we got another bit of news about the Obi-Wan series.
Okay, cool.
Disney Plus series starts filming next summer, confirms the writer. Isn't that right?
That's right. Obi-Wan writer Hossein Amini, hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, confirms the Disney Plus TV show will begin production in summer 2020. After years of endless speculation, Lucasfilm finally confirmed Ewan McGregor's return as the fan favorite Jedi Knight during the D23 Expo this past August, amidst Kathleen Kennedy's growing desperation. My interjection. Originally, the project was conceived as one of the studio's anthology films, but it was eventually reworked into a miniseries for a streaming service because Kathleen Kennedy couldn't bear to be around another white guy. Oh, wait, that's okay. It's one of the 3 Star Wars TV shows coming to Disney Plus, with The Mandalorian director Deborah Chow calling the shots. This has been a long time coming for Lucasfilm. McGregor publicly lied about his involvement for years, so it's nice to see the show coming to fruition. It's unknown when Obi-Wan will premiere, but the series seems to be pretty far along. At D23, it was revealed all the scripts had been written. With the creative team slowly but surely coming together, the studio is targeting a summer start date for production. In an interview with Discussing Film, Amini was asked about Obi-Wan. He obviously couldn't say too much, but he did point to July for when the cameras will start rolling. The plan is to start shooting in July. Ewan is signed on. I think he's already said that it spans the period between episode 3 and 4. So sort of after the fall of the Republic and the massacre of the Jedi before the events of Star Wars: A New Hope. Just say Star Wars. It's fascinating in the sense that it's a period where there's a lot of change in the galaxy and a lot of hardship. So anyway, this I said hardship.
Yes, you did.
Well, if you're going to serve on a ship, probably that's a good one to serve on. This schedule would put Obi-Wan on track for a likely debut in 2021, right in the middle of Disney's self-imposed Star Wars movie hiatus. It isn't surprising they're looking to get the ball rolling on the series sooner rather than later. Fans have been clamoring for McGregor's return for the better part of the past 7 years. And there was a great deal of excitement following the D23 announcement. Since there won't be any new films to look forward to for a while, it makes sense to have Obi-Wan ready to go during the movie's upcoming down period. Right now, anticipation is high for The Mandalorian, which has a second season in development already. But Obi-Wan could be the most intriguing of the Disney Plus Star Wars shows. There's potential here for an intimate character drama that's unlike anything the franchise has seen. You were going to say, Jay?
Oh no, I was listening and soaking everything in, but I will say this. Remember Princess Leia said, Obi-Wan Kenobi, you're my only hope. I think when episode 9 gets a lot of backlash, and it's coming, trust me. A lot will be riding on this Obi-Wan series. A lot will be riding.
The only things I'm looking forward to. This is something that was supposed to happen a while ago. This was one of the movies that got pulled when they said they're slowing down, which they've reiterated again. And I'm going to say this again, folks. I'm almost saying with utmost confidence, even though it's still just a rumor, I think Rian Johnson has been showed the fucking door along with D&D.
Yep.
Because even if not, he's already
slowing down movies. They're not doing any more movies. Everything they're saying is no more movies.
Except for Feige's.
Yes.
Notice
That's
this.
one.
They keep saying slow down, but Kevin Feige's getting a movie. Otherwise, we're slowing down. So what does this mean? Nobody else is getting a movie but Kevin Feige, and everything else is going to be on Disney Plus. Now, there's still a slight possibility that you might get something on Disney Plus, but I doubt it. I really even doubt they give Rian Johnson the time of day to do something on Disney Plus. They are cleaning house. They are trying to play they're like we said before, the apology train. Yeah, it's good. They're going to try and win us back with episode 9. They're going to do everything they fucking can to win us back. They're going to try.
The Lucasfilm apology tour is coming to make it okay. Exactly. Yeah.
Make it okay today.
I got a question though, and I know it was a bunch of clickbait yesterday and the day before talking about Rian Johnson is through with Lucasfilm. He's done. Was that just clickbait? Was that clickbait?
It's not. I think there's some truth to it, but
I think it's getting mixed with old and new news. That's the problem. See, I'm not sure what's going down, but my thing is the only reason I don't understand why, if they were going to shit can D&D and announce it, why they would hold off announcing Rian Johnson too.
Yeah,
because the excuse is they didn't want bad press. Well, you're already firing D&D. All they did was fuck up the last couple seasons of Game of Thrones. Rian Johnson's already screwed up your fucking trilogy. And then
my mom told me I was cute.
Yeah, your mom's stupid too. But that's the thing, is we've also had this story, a week and a half ago from Variety, where they finally threw Kathleen Kennedy under the bus.
Mm-hmm.
Notice there's only one person who's been able to do whatever the fuck they want with these movies. Everybody else has been under her thumb. So that should say a lot here.
Yeah.
I mean, as long as Kathleen Kennedy's in charge, yes, there's always that fucking chance that Rian Johnson's still in the fucking wings waiting to make his movie. But I think that they have put the kibosh on it as much as possible.
I think go ahead. I think she's still trying to I think she's still trying to go to bat for him. I really do.
I think so too.
I think she's working hard behind the scenes to try to make his trilogy happen.
Yeah,
now,
we've had on the show here a few times. He's the one who said this, and I do agree with it. They may be waiting to see how Knives Out plays out, because if it does well, then he can say, well, I would like to just pursue other things. I don't have time for Star Wars.
Well, Disney can make anything happen. They can make a movie successful, especially when they buy seats.
Then if it fails, they can just throw them under the bus because the movie failed.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like they made it appear with Trevorrow. And now we know the truth about that, though, too.
Well, and then look at D&D or Benny, whatever you're calling them now. There's so much speculation that they were fired because of Game of Thrones.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah.
This movie, everything is riding on episode 9. Everything is riding on this movie.
And it's going to flop hard, I think. Well, I don't think it's going to flop hard. It'll make money, but it's not going to perform nearly as well.
Last Jedi, though.
No, it's gonna underperform.
Well, this is the marketing tool. This is the last one, guys. Come and see it.
Oh yeah,
You lost everybody though. Solo proved that.
all
Yeah.
9 movies.
Yeah.
all
Solo
the other.
lost 80 million that they admit to.
It's
But
going to be
here-
real
but, yeah.
interesting. Can y'all believe it's next month we're going to see this film?
I'm not gonna see it.
I'm
Well, Mecca, I got the bootlegs if you need them.
I'm not gonna see it. I mean, if I see it, if I see it, I'm gonna use a pair of binoculars and have somebody play the audio on their cell phone because I'm not gonna pay money to see this.
let me tell you, Doomcock actually had a video. Said there was a screening of of the Rise of Skywalker. According to Doomcock, according to his sources, now take this with a grain of salt, but according to his sources, the movie was overall rated. There's 3 different cuts they had. They had the J.J. Abrams cut, the Kathleen Kennedy cut, and the George Lucas cut.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, he was saying there was like 9 cuts, or it was like
Yeah.
choose your own adventure.
Well,
earlier.
There were 3. There's 3 that were recently screened.
Well, we reported and heard that there was multiple endings. Yes.
Yeah.
And not only that they were still actually shooting when it was supposed to be reshoots, kind of like what they did with Solo. They turned the I think it was 3 or 5 weeks of reshoots into actual shooting weeks, is what they did. And I think that's what they've done here too. I mean, they're done shooting now, I think, but
But according to
Well, that's pretty normal though, ain't it? Like, just reshooting till up to the point. Because a lot of people act like that. A lot of people act like that's just a horrible thing that they're still reshooting.
it's not
But
normal, actually. And in very few cases has it actually turned out for the better.
yeah,
well, here's the thing though. Here's the thing though, Jay. I mean, now you can get away with it a little bit more easily because movies are shot digitally. There's no film, no processing. They can just insert
that helps.
it on the fly.
Yeah.
That helps. But at the same time, creatively, if you're still having to make changes this late in the game, something is really wrong.
yeah.
Anyway, Doomcock said that the J.J. Abrams version was rated by the test audiences as mediocre.
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 Sorry, I had to do it. Sorry. Y'all seen that movie, right? The new Mad Max.
Actually, no, I haven't.
Yeah.
You haven't seen it?
I haven't seen it yet. No.
It's
On my
man,
3D Blu-rays.
man, it's dope. It's a guy on there, the villain. He said mediocre.
Anyway,
Okay.
the Kathleen Kennedy version, the Kathleen Kennedy ending, the one that she specifically wanted, it was rated by the test audiences as a 29. They said it was an abysmal disaster.
I believe.
And they had to bring in George Lucas to George Lucas's ending, which test audiences rated at about 88. So it looks like we're probably going to get the George Lucas ending, the one that he consulted on. Yeah, do this idea.
Which they should have did in the first place, guys. You don't have a crap. You don't know Star Wars at all. It's evident. You should have let George Lucas do the blueprints and Chi-Ching to Mary Mayhem.
But according now, this is a potential spoiler. Yes, Mary Mayhem, $2 super chat. I was told this is where the cool kids hang out. Somebody told you I was a cool kid. Boy, then did they lie to you? Oh boy. But anyway, so according to Doomcock, his source said that there is a surprise Skywalker. There's a completely new Skywalker that they're going to bring in to fix everything. Sort of a Deus Ex Machina.
Earl Skywalker here.
Oh,
How you
Anakin
doing?
Skywalker had a freaking brother. Or his father shows up.
No, I'm Earl Skywalker.
But have you noticed though of all the footage we're seeing in the trailers as lined up with what we reported as spoilers, as potential plot spoilers?
Well, I'm gonna tell you this, Rob. I got 2 brains in my head. Well, 2 voices, and they talk to each other all the time. But they said as long as you don't answer the voices, you're not psychotic. You're not crazy. But one of the voices told me this. He said, don't get too angry about that trailer because it looked like they didn't show that much. So maybe they trying to give us the whole shebang when we watch the movie, like just really blow our socks off because they showed us pretty much nothing in that trailer. So I'm thinking that the other side of my brain, he said, just wait for a second because it's going to be like dynamite going off for 3 hours.
I have voices. I have voices in my head, and they tell me, "You're the leader now. They will follow you." No. I can't. I'm busy now. They will follow, Rob. They will follow. Yeah, it's just that.
That other voice in my head says, "Life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get."
Yeah, it'll be Neil. It'll be Neil Skywalker. That's the new one. Neil. That's the new
No,
one.
I said it was Earl Skywalker.
Earl Skywalker. There's gonna be a whole bunch of Skywalkers.
There's a lot of Skywalkers out there.
Jed Skywalker. Pearl Skywalker.
Billy Joe, his sister.
Billy Bob Skywalker.
Oh my God!
Mary's an outer
space. Who is this lady right here?
I don't know, but she's out in the rings of Saturn. So,
hey, I'm gonna reach out and grab her. Let's see. Yeah.
Her head.
How you doing?
I can only stay for like maybe half an hour, and then I got to put my.
She always does that.
Oh, yeah,
I can only stay for half an hour. I can only stay for 3 minutes.
I got a rando link. I showed up.
It's all right. We're going over the hump anyway. We're almost near the end here. So
my hump, my lovely lady lump. Okay.
No, you're not doing it right. You got to do it like dramatic readings, like we were last night.
My hump, my lovely lady lumps.
That's
like,
next
like
week.
All right.
Guess what day it is?
All right. What else? What else?
Friday. It's Friday.
What else we got to talk about here?
What else was there, Mecca? You sent me a few things. What was the next?
Cornemic for the Orville.
Okay, let's do that one since it's Orville.
It's a happy article. So fuck everybody who says we don't talk about happy shit.
There you go. Mary's here. That always makes everybody happy too. And
yes, it does.
We're gonna be doing shenanigans tonight, or I will be. I don't know. Are you gonna be there, Rob?
Yeah, I'll be there.
I know who didn't get an invite.
Oh, Fail J.
No, I was on there like what 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. Gotta read it.
Why do I keep thinking?
And don't embarrass me by the answer I gave to that game. Remember the Star Wars question that I failed horribly at because I didn't hear you.
Yeah, you sucked.
Yeah, you did.
I love you. I'm sorry.
I know you do.
So,
hey, I want to say something real quick. Orville rocks. I'm caught up. This show is the bomb sugar for Feezy for Reezy. I love this show. If you're a Star Trek fan, make sure to watch Orville because it will rock your freaking draws off.
I haven't been able to keep up with any of this stuff lately. Star Trek just hasn't been my thing, but I can totally read it.
Hey, okay, you're on Midnight Edge after dark. You can't say blasphemy like that.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm over here quietly.
Why is it so quiet?
Rob's looking for a sound effect. Oh Lord!
Because I was about to do one of these. Sorry. I swear, I'm surprised you guys haven't kicked me off the show yet.
Not yet.
Booey.
All right, Stargate actor is campaigning hard. I don't understand why you're yelling at me, Christian.
All right, Stargate actor is campaigning hard to be on the Orville Giggity in season 3. Who is it? Stargate SG-1's Corin Nemec. Fans of the sci-fi adventure series will remember Nemec for his role as Jonas Quinn. Well, he is ready to make his way to another sci-fi series. Nemec is going all out in his efforts to get cast in the Orville. The former Stargate SG-1 star made a video where he campaigns for the role in the Orville's upcoming season. In it, Corin Nemec shares that along with being a fan of the show, he has already sent in an audition for a season 3 episode. While he acknowledges that he has not heard back yet, hope is not far from lost. Now, I've never seen Stargate, so.
All right, so Corin Nemec was he came in season 6 as Jonah. So he plays kind of an alien. It's a bit of a Mary Sue character, but that's only because he had to fill the shoes of like the greatest character ever in Stargate history, Daniel Jackson. So it's kind of okay that, you know, nobody has a problem with him. He's a really super nice guy, great actor. He's been in all kinds of sci-fi shows. I think he's a Canadian actor, right? Did they say that? I am all for him being on the Orville. I think he would do a great job. He's very much a kind of bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, very optimistic sort of actor. He plays those type of roles, and I think he would do really, really well on that ship, in that universe. So I'm all for it. Jonah was sadly it was one of those kind of we're gonna fill a season sort of characters. So he wasn't on the whole series. You know, yeah, I'm all for it.
Me too.
Oh, good for you.
Fuck off.
I really don't understand what your problem is.
You know what? This is the funny thing about that.
Understand?
I don't understand why you're yelling at me.
This is the funny thing about that Christian Bale outburst. Was he even acting then? I think he was.
There was people who claim that he's a
method actor. He goes in character.
So he was in character. That was one of his excuses. That, and he had an argument with his sister and his mom the week before, and had a hangnail 2 weeks before that. You know, just a bunch of stupid excuses. No, it was just honestly, it's kind of like a 50-50 thing. Bale shouldn't have been as big and asshole-ish as he was, and the other guys should have been thinking about, if they're fucking acting, stay the fuck off the scene. I mean, that's just, he's right. That's professionalism.
But this is the kicker, Tom. It was on the set of, here he goes, Terminator.
Well, yeah, more people remember that than the movie itself, but that's my point.
But it was better than that crap.
Well, there's something though that might have helped. Might have helped Christian Bale.
Smoke weed every day.
So
Mecca said that to me. Mecca said that to me Tuesday. I don't know if you remember. I was on Drunk Show.
Hey, it helps.
Let's continue on. Let's continue on with this. This particular episode does not shoot until December. Filming for season 3 got underway in October. Fans will have to act fast as December is fast approaching. It is unclear how major of a role it is that he auditioned for, but it sounds like it may span a single episode. You can check out Corin Nemec's campaign video to get cast in the Orville below.
We
actually get shout. Well, I do sort of, but it's from Orville Nation. They had him do a shout out video, and it's got a lot of us in the fandom menace.
But he's actually done an audition though.
Mm-hmm.
Well, see, at least that's farther ahead than some of these other ones. Like Joe Blow wants to be the Penguin. I don't give a fuck if you want to be the Penguin.
No, and Corin Nemec's an actual actor too. I mean, not like, I guess, a Joe Blow sort of person, but
right. Well, these Joe Blows think they're.
But he's actually auditioned though. That's good though.
Point. Yeah. We read these stories all the time. It's like so and so's campaigning.
Well, a lot of the time it's not their campaigning. They were asked a loaded question. Hey, would you ever want to go back and play Batgirl?
Yeah, like I always say, yeah, like they keep giving that poor girl the impression she has a fucking career by asking her if she played Batgirl again. So I'll play Batgirl. Yeah.
Well, Well, anyway, have you seen those PETA ads that she did? Alicia Silverstone did?
No.
Giggity. Anyway, giggity. But as long as she keeps doing those. But anyway, Corin Nemec. Okay, so can we play this video or not?
Oh, I don't know. There's a video?
Yeah, so the shout out.
Might be able to.
It's one of those shout outs like Ernie Hudson did for saying Ghostbusters. He was in Ghostbusters.
Anyway, time will tell if Corin's campaign efforts pay off. Fans have been working to help the Stargate G1. Here we go.
Hey, what's happening, PJ? It's Corin Nemec. It's a beautiful day here in Texas. I can tell you that. Lovecast. Just loved it.
Oh,
Wanted to
that
see what
Tucker
was going
Lewis or
on,
whatever
man. I
his
heard
name
that
is.
you guys are like huge Orville fans.
Yes.
I'm a big Orville fan myself. I think it's a great show. I do know that there are a lot of One fans who are Orville fans as well, and I, as Jonas Quinn, the somewhat comedic interlude on
The
Stargate
music in the
Derek
background is killing me.
would love.
Yeah, that was a bad choice.
Orville. In fact, as a matter of fact, I did just recently, for the first time, send in an audition for Orville. That said, I have not heard anything. I know that the episode that I auditioned for does not shoot until December, so you would have to start some kind of Twitter storm and get me on the show.
Okay.
Because that would be amazing.
Well, he's being honest about it.
That said, I think that everybody should be subscribed if they're not already subscribed
Okay,
to
sir.
Orville Nation. Orville Nation. That's the place to go for all things.
Where's the shout out?
So Earl Nation, they're one of ours. They're one of our friends.
Yep.
Orville
And
Nation
he
is
shouts out a
cool.
lot of us too. I think Fatal J got one.
Blessings.
Yeah, I did. Thank you, Orville Nation. Hey, I can answer this guy's question real quick on how to get on the show. All you have to do is take a stupid picture with a lightsaber. Just ask Bree.
Here's proof that my computer's listening to me. We just talked about this at the beginning of the show.
What was
I have
that?
not watched this in years. Look at that shit. Scientist man. Yeah, see? That's horse shit. I knew it.
You know who else is campaigning to be on the Orville?
Kevin Bacon.
Yeah, that's right.
Fuck
I'd
Kevin
like to
Bacon.
be on the Orville. I mean, seriously, I'm gonna need a job in January. So hey, Seth,
Where are you
I'd be
going
on the
in
Orville.
January?
Need somebody to get your coffee?
Where are you going in January?
Oh, my channel's getting nuked, probably.
Whatever.
Well, I mean, it's kind of getting tanked now, but
The whole
just keeping
the
my
whole-
options open.
The whole thing about the COPA, the Child Online Privacy Protection Act, and everything that's
Kids can go fuck themselves. I don't want them on my channel.
We don't know how that's going to affect a lot of channels.
Yeah.
But a lot of people are predicting another adpocalypse. So, but we don't, like I said, we don't know how
Like
this
90% drop, the worst one ever. Of course, everyone's the worst one ever. But this one, you have to go in and manually tell every one of you have to manually check something on every one of your videos saying this is for children, this is not for children, this has content directed towards them, etc.
Well, we don't know if that's going to be the final outcome of that. Though.
Exactly. It's one of these very convoluted things where nobody knows anything yet.
That's what was beta tested, but we don't know whether or not there's going to be any changes to that.
Right, and I said I know some things from some other YouTubers that I'm not going to mention because, like I said, only certain YouTubers are obviously testing this yet. So there are other things they're doing that I think have to do with this. So I do think that they are going to make sure that there is as easy as a transition as possible. I'm hoping so. Fingers crossed. Otherwise, they're going to have a check mark situation on their hands again.
I don't think I'm big enough for it to matter. I don't know.
Well, that's the thing. If anything, it's going to hurt the smaller channels. That's the problem. Because you guys aren't going to be able to defend yourselves in any way as far as like if you guys aren't big enough to be able to verify your own videos and shit like that. Because that's kind of what it is. It's kind of a thing that's coming in, it sounds like. But again, I don't know enough about everything to comment on it yet. I do hope to have some time to sit down and kind of engage in it and figure out what it's all about and maybe talk to Andre and stuff about it before we actually comment on it officially as Midnight's Edge. But yeah, so I just want
to. You guys see why I'm robbing people now?
Are you? When are you robbing people again, Fatal?
Smoke weed every day.
I don't know why that just fit there.
Someday, some way. In the land of the never-ending story. That's what they need to remake, a never-ending story. Tom, have you ever seen that movie?
No, don't you touch that masterpiece.
Yeah, I thought about suing them because the movie ended.
True.
Who?
I
What?
didn't think about that.
I thought about suing him because the movie ended. It's the never-ending story.
The never-ending story.
Well, really, the first one was the only good one.
Yeah, bad part about the second one, other than the late Jonathan Brandis is in it, is that the Bugs Bunny cartoon that preceded it was 10 times better than the movie itself, and not on the fucking Blu-ray or DVD or whatever, which is Box Office Bunny. Which was like the first new Looney Tunes short in like 30 years or something like that at the time.
All right. Well, anyway, freaking love Looney Tunes. Do we have any other news? Oh,
that may have even had been the last time, I believe, one of the last times, if I'm not mistaken, and that Mel Blanc did the voices too.
Which is the most awesome voice actor in the entire universe.
Yes.
I mean, to this day, I'm still trying to train my voice to sound like Foghorn Leghorn.
I could be wrong. He could have passed away before then, but if not, it was one of the last times. If not, Roger Rabbit was the last time he did the voices.
He did the voice of Roger Rabbit?
Oh, no, he did the voices of the Looney Tune characters in Roger Rabbit. So, other than Yosemite Sam, because he couldn't do Yosemite Sam anymore because his throat gave out so much that he couldn't do it, so somebody else was doing it in the last few years.
Blasting rabbits.
Great horny toads.
Oh, back guys, I hear something amiss in the other room. I'll be
All
back.
right. Well, we're going to close it out anyway. So check out Mary Mayhem. We're going to be up there later on Shenanigans.
Did she just say she heard something hissing in her living room?
Amiss. There's something going on with my kid. I'm sorry.
Oh,
you got to go deal with the kid.
Yes, I love you guys.
Take care of it. Talk to you later.
Bye.
Or take care of your Mary. Take care.
See ya.
Talk to you later.
Take care of your kids.
Because there's something amiss. Anyway, I was going to make a joke about me getting out of the closet. But anyhow, so let's kind of wrap this up, Rob.
Well, hold on. There's a piece of Mel Blanc tribute art that
Mel Brooks is cool too, though.
If it's that one, you're going to make me cry if you show it.
What, the
Mel
one with the
Brooks?
mic?
Yes.
Okay, we won't show it then. Go. You can find it. I mean, it's easy enough to find.
Oh, show it. It's not going to make me cry that.
Hey, speaking of Mel Brooks, he's cool too. I love Man in Tights.
Yeah.
Men. There's manly men in tights.
Woo, tights.
But I just wanted one last thing. Bob Iger announced that all FX network programming is going to move to Hulu.
And what that means is it doesn't mean that FX isn't going away. It just means they're going to be exclusive, which is not really news. We kind of already knew that.
Yeah.
Exclusive streaming?
Yeah, they're just going to have the exclusive streaming rights. Obviously, we kind of figured that.
Shout out to Mel Blanc.
Mm-hmm.
Good guy.
Yeah.
He was the voice of Barney.
Well,
really?
Yep. Barney Rubble.
Talk about a one-man show.
So, but okay, that's good. I'm not gonna miss Archer then.
No, it'll just be on Hulu now is all. And then I thought there was something else Disney Plus related too. Oh, Bob Iger also had stated, it was probably from the same statement, but it was in a different story, that you basically have to see the Marvel shows to know what's happening going forward.
So yay, no Marvel movies for me in the future.
Yeah, I think we already brought up the Oscar.
The Joker Oscar?
Yeah.
I know we did the Robert Downey Jr. one, but yeah.
I brought it up right before.
Oh, okay.
I don't want to watch the Marvel shows. I mean, I had nothing against them, but I really don't.
I don't either. It's nothing to spark a fire inside my loins about going to see those Phase 4 shows. I don't want to see them. They suck. They sound like they're going to suck.
Well, that's pretty much what you have to look forward to, is either just stay out of it, or you're going to have to. And this is just the beauty of Marvel in their eyes, because that's what Amy Pascal herself said, was that, Feige figured out a way to make you have to see everything. And I said, how is that? Like the biggest fuck up they ever did was making us have to see Captain Marvel before fucking Endgame. It was stupid and pointless. We'd have been better off going into Captain Marvel going, oh yeah, she was in Endgame and she was in a couple scenes. I wonder how she got all her powers. Then we were going the way we did.
Tom, fun fact, This week I read something about the Captain Marvel comic books are losing tens of thousands of dollars. So it might be hope for us in the future.
Oh
No,
wow.
well, they'll just reboot them again. That's what they do. Is that they reboot them? I was watching a video. It was either Yellow Flash. I think it was Yellow Flash. He was talking about that they just reboot them after like 5 issues or something.
Yeah,
but I mean, what is so wrong with creating a new female character if you want a female character that bad?
Because they have that one already.
It's
They've
too
already
difficult.
got it.
It's too difficult. It's too much work for them. They'd rather cut the line and just stick a new diverse character in Tony Stark's armor.
Man, they do that, it's over.
Can we get? I've been wanting to get
Riri Williams. We already have her.
Yeah, I've been wanting to get a guy on Twitter, goes by the name Literature Devil. I've been wanting him to get on. I've been wanting him to talk to him for the longest time. Hey, you know what? Let me send him a message right now. You know,
I think I know somebody who knows him. I think either like an Umbrella guy or somebody might know him.
But obviously, this guy, if you go watch his stuff on YouTube, he does breakdowns about Comicsgate. Is Comicsgate wrong? He does all very in-depth analysis about this stuff. I mean, he comes back with some great points. Obviously, he's an academic or a writer or something because he touches on a lot of stuff that I would miss. But it's very thought-provoking, and I've been wanting to talk to him for a while. So if we can get him on, that would be great. Let's see if there's anybody. Let me see. What's his Literature Devil? Hold on.
Whoa, I saw you.
Yeah, I know. I turned my camera on for a second. I have makeup on. But yeah. Get my hair
Guys
back.
everywhere are going crazy.
Nah.
Broke
People
the
want to look
internet.
at me that watch my videos.
Okay.
Literature Devil. Who?
Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say like
S.
you
Saber.
always talk about people and you're never like and invite them on the show.
Okay, let's invite him. Let's invite him. Let's do that right. Let's ask the chat. Okay, would you? Anybody out there? You know, would you be looking forward to talking to him?
Yes.
Literature Devil.
Maybe not right
Not
this
you, Jay.
second, but yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, we're wrapping up the show now.
Yeah.
But next couple weeks, whatever. Yeah, I think we're gonna have John
Okay,
talk Monday. By the way,
John is awesome.
Okay, cool.
Oh, cool.
You know, if it wasn't
Okay,
for John, I wouldn't know any of you guys. I'm serious. It's like he was the gatekeeper to the madness, and I love it. I love being mad. The Joker type of mad.
Greetings. It's in case you're not aware, this is Rob from Midnight's Edge.
all right. While he's doing this, guys, I'm gonna say check out Fatal J, check out Mary Mayhem, check out Mecha Random 42. Check out the main channel. Check out Andre's latest video on the matters we brought up earlier. Check us out on Shenanigans later, and we will catch you next time.
Bye.
Hey guys.